Hey guys, Inside for Nerds here. I am none other than the Nightwing. My sole purpose in life is to assist Batman and then go to my wife, Starfire. So, let's talk about the LCK. I'm sorry we haven't got a chance to put out a lot of more videos as I would like to. Me and JTH have just been kind of busy, but tonight, aside from this video, we're going to be putting up our EU, LEC week. I think they're on week 8 predictions. So yeah, we've actually come almost full circle with the LCS, the LEC, and the LCK. My goal is to kind of get more consistent at putting out a lot more videos. That's something that I want to do. But today we're going to have two very interesting matches. So we're going to have SKT versus Griffin. Now, let's start on the side of SKT, because the last time Griffin and SKT actually faced each other, it really wasn't that close. People like to go to the first game where it was like 28 minutes in and there was no kills, but Griffin were never losing. The gold was even. Everybody was CSing perfectly fine. They were warding in SKT's jungle, and they were obviously making very proactive moves without kills. Then in the second game, SKT got completely stomped, absolutely destroyed, and that kind of signified that Griffin were the best team in the LCK at that current point in time, because the only other team to give Griffin a loss is Sandbox. Sandbox were the only other team to give Griffin a loss in a best of 3. That doesn't really technically count because you have to win the best of 3 match to count it for it as a win in the LCK as per a best of 3 format. So I think SKT since then has gotten a little bit better at certain things they want to do around the map. Mata is, well, face checking and warding and dying, which is not really a thing we generally see out of him. We have Khan, who when he plays champions like Jace looks like the best top laner. Then when he plays champions like Sion, he looks like a person that's a little bit underwhelming, but that could be, two different play styles that makes him look a lot different compared to what he's normally able to play. I think that it's good he's able to play a different style of top lane, given the fact that if you want to go to international events and actually be a threat, you need to be more flexible. Yes, it's true that if a team cannot face that style, then they're going to lose, but in a best of 5 scenario, that tends to be what people like to target in draft. Is if you're not flexible and you can just ban out a certain style of a champion that your enemy team is going to be playing, then it becomes a lot more easier. And SKT, their best performer right now is Klid and Teddy are performing really great. Faker finally had a good pop-off game. The last time they actually played, he actually performed very, very well. Actually, when he performed against Kingzone, he had a great performance up against Pawn and that Kingzone lineup. His LeBlanc was single-handedly doing amazing things. As you know, he's very, very famous for his LeBlanc way back in those Season 5 days when she was uber turbo broken. Now, Griffin is widely looked at as the best team in the world. They are undefeated in the LCK. I think they are going to be going 18-0. And the lowest score I think they're going to be going to is about 16-2. That's the lowest score I'll think they'll have is 16-2. But aside from that, I really don't think any team is going to challenge them in any single way beside SKT or Sandbox, who also look on a downward trajectory. But they're all still new to each other, while Griffin has been around for a little bit longer together as players. A team like SKT, maybe next split with them being together for at least, 3-4 months out of the year, maybe it will look a lot better. But for right now, I'm going to say Griffin wins this 2-0. I don't really see SKT beating them. I predicted 2-0 last time. I'm predicting 2-0 this time. Just couldn't get the words out. And how the mighty have fallen. KT Rolster versus Gen G Esports. Now, last year, or maybe a year ago, or even in 2017, this would have been looked at. No, let's try this. 2016, 2017, and 2018. This would have been looked like a top tier matchup. This would have been right here, sold out stadium in the LCK arena. Hands down, this would have been a great day to go and watch some LCK games. So you go and watch, you're like, I'm going to watch SKT versus Griffin. That's cool. And then you have KT Rolster versus Genji, and you're like, well, I guess we'll just sleep through this one. You just go outside, you take your wife out, you take your dog out, you go have a dinner, you get your dog some food, and then you come back and watch the game, and you're like, hey, it's still going on. I sadly have to watch this. That's how I feel about KT versus Genji right now. I think that right now, KT look better than Gen G, but they're not as cohesively moving as a unit like Gen G. Even though Gen G move as a cohesive unit, it's still not enough to what the top teams can do. KT have the individual pieces, they just don't move as a cohesive unit. Not only that, their strongest top side, one of the strongest top sides in the league, one part is not there in score. Smeb is underperforming, and BDD is still playing, in my opinion, pretty good, but it's just not enough right now to really get them at that top tier level. Gen G only really have Ruler, and you have Roach, who is okay. You have Peanut, who I don't know what he does every game. He just loads onto the rifts and just walks around, because that'd be better than what he was doing previously. The bot lane, Life isn't really that good. Life is not that good, and their best player, Ruler, is basically Teddy from JNR last year. Then you also have Fly. Fly's good, but he's just not good enough to compete at the top tier level with the LCK. I think he's a decent LCK mid, but it's just not at the level of BDD, Faker, Chovy, stuff like that, or even UCal. But UCal has been on a downward trajectory of himself. Who will I think will win this match? I think that I'm going to say KT win 2-1. That's what I'll say for KT. I don't even think KT's problem is their bot lane. Their bot lane's fine. The issue is that they're not moving cohesively as a unit. Smeb has just not looked like himself. But I think that they're pretty much given up on this split, as they can't really do anything. I think the top 5 are going to be solidified. And for the LCK, as you guys might know by now, if you're new to watching League, they go by top 5. Now, I know most regions do top 6, but they do top 5. The first seed is automatically seeded into the finals. The second team is placed in the semifinals. So yeah, there's big implications to why you need to be winning these matches earlier on. And even if they adapt it to the patch, it really doesn't matter anymore, because they're too far behind to really make a playoff run. I don't even think they can with their match score. And mark my words, you're probably going to see Gen G, KT, or Afrika in the relegation tournament. And how the mighty have fallen compared to that. Wouldn't it be something to see one of last year's 3 Korean world participants in the relegation tournament? That would be astoundingly crazy. So yeah, that is my LCK they're on week 7, day 2 prediction. So Griffin 2-0 and KT win 2-1. So I'll see you guys later. Insight for Nerds, the Nightwing signing out. Peace out. Bye. Have a great day, guys.